Muscle health is on your radar, but so is heart health, bone health, eye health. Basically, you're striving to keep it together so you can enjoy life. That is, you want better body chemistry. And you get it. Muscles are made of protein. So you understand the imperative to send in adequate levels to ensure they have the resources needed to maintain the status quo. You're all aboard with the guidelines and ready to push for 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram per day. But what protein should you be eating? Well, official guidelines would be nudging you to eat plant protein. It's supposedly better for the planet, and it's definitely better for your heart, since animal protein comes with animal fat, aka cholesterol. And high cholesterol blocks arteries, leading to death and destruction. Motivated to do the right thing, you choose an impossible burger. Yes, it's ultra processed, but it fits the bill. It looks like the real thing and tastes pretty close to the real deal, and it's made of plant protein. Specifically, it's fashioned from soy, considered a complete protein. Plus, Japanese people have been eating soy for centuries, and they all live to be old. This is the best of both worlds. Shout out to modern technology. It's a match. Well, sort of. On paper, there are some differences in the amino acid composition, but soy has the all-important amino acid leucine. So, does the impossible burger make this possible? Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we probe the science of soy-based meat alternatives. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference. Leucine is the amino acid that punches above its weight when it comes to getting muscles to make protein. It has been nicknamed the leucine trigger, and bros in the gym sometimes scoff it down in the hopes of building more muscle during their lifting session. But if you read between the lines, it's not quite as straightforward as that. Biology never is. Leucine levels are definitely important if you're getting your protein from a smoothie, which is a little artificial. But if you're getting protein naturally, it's only part of the puzzle. And this is where this study is interesting, because it looked at what happens when you consume protein in a real meal. In this case, the real meal is a hamburger patty. 3 options were on the menu: a 4-ounce beef patty, a 4-ounce SBMA, which stands for soy-based meat alternative, aka an impossible burger. The final option was a double whopper of SBMA. Here is an official breakdown of the composition. The leucine trigger is sort of covered in the 4-ounce version of the patty, but the 8-ounce version nails it. The research team invited 24 healthy participants to the lab to be tested. The participants included both males and females, and the BMIs ranged from 20 to 32 degrees. They were all relatively young, aged between 18 to 40. This is important because at this age, the dices are loaded in your favor when it comes to muscle building. Something that doesn't always happen for oldies. who are far more likely to be short of muscle in the first place. Now, their muscle building problems are attributed to a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. Not familiar with the term? Well, science is yet to fully explain the phenomenon. I think it's related to impaired delivery stemming from insulin resistance, but that's a story for another day. The point is, the guys in this study were primed to build muscle, and this is what the team tracked. Now, to do this, they infused radioactive amino acid tracers and then traced where they went when there was no dinner and after the different hamburger dinners. Here are the results. The 4-ounce beef patty stimulated whole body protein synthesis, as expected. But the 4-ounce Impossible Burger, not so much. No worries, the 8-ounce Impossible Burger ticked the boxes. Yes, but the odds that someone eats 2 patties at dinner is probably not so high. Most people would stop at 1, assuming that they're getting the same or more benefits from their soy burger. But they're not. Why not? The team had a stab at answering this, although this was not the primary goal of this research. What they found was the soy patty, despite being ultra-processed, ends up being a little harder to digest because soy protein is, well, a little bit harder to digest. This translates to lower levels of amino acids circulating, including the all-important leucine, and this ends up being enough to matter. Here is the timeline for the amino acid rise in the 3 conditions. You can see the amino acid peak for the soy is both lower and delayed. So, what does this mean for you if you're opting for vegan meat alternatives? Well, they might taste the same, but their biology is a little different. So to get the equivalent benefit, you should put a little bit more on the plate. More protein, not more cookies. Is this easy to do? Well, protein tends to make you feel fuller than other nutrients. So eating a second soy hamburger patty might not be that easy, but important because muscle is health. You want to do what you can to maintain your muscle mass. Work them, feed them, and juice them. Want to dive deeper into muscle health? Check out my muscle playlist. And if you're curious about what else can sabotage muscle, watch this video, which explains how the wonder drug Ozempic might be impacting your muscle health in the long term.